Chapter 1. Validating Scary. I had just hosted the first Young Women's Empowerment Group, or that's what I called it, in my home. There were 7 young women, ages 19 to 30, sitting in my living room. One I'd worked with for about a year, some I met 5 years ago, a couple of them almost 10 years ago. When I met them, several were cutting themselves, a few punching walls till their knuckles bloodied. There had been at least 10 serious suicide attempts between the 7 of them. A couple had been fairly catatonic. One had beaten her own face so swollen on one side before she came into our second session that I had to send her to the ER immediately. A couple were on a suicidal path with booze. Several had spent serious time inpatient and institutionalized. And I'd put money on every single one of them thinking of taking their own life more than a couple of times. Jesus. As I write this, I think of you, a terrified parent, wanting, well, actually needing help. You need help now. You discovered your kid is cutting. The person you made is actually hurting themselves on purpose. The questions go on and on and on. Why would anyone do that? Why would my kid do that? What is going on with them? What are they not telling me? Do they want to die? First of all, let me just say I get it. This is so scary. There is something so against nature that a human being would want to hurt themselves on purpose. But those young women at my empowerment group are the most emotionally intelligent people I have met, and I've trained with geniuses. But even geniuses with letters after their names don't have the emotional awareness and vocabulary, the ego strength and resilience, the generosity and ability to empathically and actively listen that these few young women have. They don't. These skills can only develop from finding the courage to explore oneself fully, honestly. You can only get this good at expressing your emotions and thoughts and beliefs and dreams from one thing, and these women have it. They like themselves. They have worked their asses off, many of them for years, to learn who they are and accept themselves, flaws and all. They have found themselves on the other side of the tunnel where they genuinely hold themselves in self-respect and self-love. Not the kind on t-shirts sold in yoga studios, the real deal. They have learned to like themselves. They are the kind of people that are in a crowd of black and white and they shine with color. And I have had the privilege of teaching them. I am so happy, and I'm so deeply proud of them all. I'm excited for their future and the impact they can now have on the world, now that they have freed themselves from the ignorance that is required to hate or even dislike yourself. I didn't cure them. I just taught them the skills to effectively manage their emotions so they can find who they really are and what their values are so they can act according to those values and reinforce their self-esteem and self-confidence. Because that's what I believe. Global healing can be achieved by teaching people how to like themselves. And for me, that starts one kid at a time. That includes your kid. You have felt the terror that comes with learning your kid is cutting. If you came into my office for a first appointment, I would likely introduce myself, offer you tea, follow you into the room, and gesture for you to have a seat on the couch. I'd then sit across from you and likely say, "So what's going on?"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.